Well, good morning, guys, and welcome to the show. Today we have an unboxing slash Real World Amp Dyno coming your way. That's right, we have a MMats LSX series amplifier. This guy just happens to be the 1001. As always, we're gonna take a look. We're gonna see what it has. We're gonna show you the guts. Stay tuned. Let's roll the intro. Now, one of the things I always talk about when doing one of these is to inspect the box, because a lot of the times there's information on there that, well, could save you time, because we all know you're not going to read the owner's manual. Who does that, right? On the side here, their slogan, your music, our power. LSX series. Flip it around to the back side, we have their Facebook page, Instagram, as well as their website. On the side, the pioneers in 1995 of Class D full bridge topology for car audio. That's right, these guys were one of the first companies to have a full bridge Class D amplifier. We need to get the owner on and have him talk to us about that. It's a wonderful story that we got to hear. It's pretty cool. Designed and engineered by MMats Pro Audio USA. They're actually right here in Florida. Same thing. Same as the other side. I think we've covered all the sides. It's time to open this thing up, see what's inside. And the first thing to grace our presence is the cool owner's manual. Let's take a closer look and see what this thing has. This owner's manual is for several of their amplifiers. The 4001, the 4002, the 8001, the 1204, and the 804. Conformal coated for IPX5 usage, water resistant, not waterproof. Ooh. Well, that's pretty cool. There's a couple good reasons why you would want that, especially if you're going to be putting this in some place where it might be getting a lot of vibrations, like close to a subwoofer box or something like that, is that when they do conformal coat the board, it helps to lock those components onto the board so they don't get loose and rattle off. First up, it talks about system planning, how to get the appropriate ohm load. Power connection is always nice. Ooh, and then this is something that I've always loved in owner's manual is system design. So it gives you a basic idea of what you could be using it for and how to hook it up. In this case, you have standard radio, bass knob, going to a subwoofer, shows you the power distribution side of it, which is pretty cool, and it explains what amplifiers this is for. System 2 connection, 2 subwoofers. Then we have back to system 1 with a single sub, system 2 with a dual sub, and then 4-channel, how to hook that up, how to do bridging on a 4-channel. Very nice. So they give you some really good information here if you're trying to build a system. A lot of these are common. For example, if you have a monoblock and a 4-channel, or you have a 4-channel and you want to run a 3-channel configuration. So they walk you through the necessary connections for that, which is really nice. You have a small troubleshooting section, and then on the last page you have the specification chart, which gives you power rating, total harmonic distortion, signal noise ratio, dimensions of the amplifier, all those fun things like that. One thing we like to look for is recommended fuse size. So in this case, this guy's going to need 130 amps of fusing. And now that we have a general idea about the amplifier, let's open this thing up and take a look. Wow, this is smaller than I thought. So this piece of foam here has our bass knob cable, and it comes in a Ziploc, which is cool. Uses standard 6-pin phone cable, bag of screws with 2 Allen keys, and then the bass knob itself in a Ziploc. Let's take a look at that. So they did the bass knob actually correct, and what I mean by that is if it has tabs on it like this, it's not going to be mounted like this and like on the top of the dash. It's more than likely going to be mounted underneath the dash or in a pocket. The reason why I mention that is because they get the silk screening wrong. This silk screen is correct. So we have a little power light indicator and then a min-max. And you can also take it apart. Tell that by when you see a screw here, that means it is removable, plus there's 2 screws in the back. So if you do want to do some form of a custom application with it, you can. Wow, this is a little amplifier. Guess we should have looked at the measurements. That's okay, we'll grab a ruler. So depth of the amplifier is about 6.5 inches. Height of the amplifier is about 2 3/8. So the width of the amplifier is one of those fun ones, because like if you go from here to here, you're gonna get a number like this. It says it's like 6.25 inches. But the reality is you got RCAs that are gonna go on one side and power wire on the other. Judging that, probably you're gonna need maybe 9 inches of room to get a nice wiring job done on this. Let's take a look at the ends of the amplifier and see what what this thing has. This amplifier has power on one side, signal on the other. We have 4-gauge inputs, constant 12 volts, ground with remote in the middle. Flipping it over, bass knob plugs in at the end here. We have the nice high-end style RCAs. They bolt into the panel here. Speaker output looks like a 4-gauge output. It's 1000 watts, pretty nice. We have 3 lights here, power, protect, and clip. And then we have a bunch of knobs and dials. Now this is the fun part. First one up is gain. The sensitivity on this gain is from 400 millivolts all the way up to 10 volts. Subsonic filter is from 10 to 220 hertz. Next up is the low pass filter, which is 50 to 20,000. And the frequency response of the amplifier is from 10 to 20,000 hertz, which explains why it is such a swing. I'm guessing you can use this for more than just subwoofers. Bass boost, my favorite, 0 to 12 dB, and then you get to choose your frequency. So this is adjustable between 30 and 80 hertz. Now, as I said, I am a big fan of bass boost. I also listen to older music that does really enjoy a little bit of bass boost. A couple things to note about the power supply section in this. It will work anywhere between 8 to 16 volts, which is good. We want that. You know, it's 1000 watt amp and you're gonna be going crazy with it. You might run into a low battery situation. So you wanna make sure the amplifier is capable of handling that. We'll see what this thing can do in that low voltage situation, because we're gonna be doing a real world amp dyno, which means that we're not necessarily worried about what it'll do at 14.4. We just wanna see what this thing will do in a real world application. That's why we're not really talking about the power, because hey, who cares? We just wanna know what this thing will do. But we need to know how it's gonna do it. So let's pop the back off of this thing and take a look at the circuit board. And here is the gut shots of the amplifier. And for scale, I will use a tape measure so you guys can kind of get an idea of size inside of the amplifier. We have 6 oversized capacitors in here. These are 1000 microfarad 80 volt capacitors. And I know that because it's conveniently silk screened on that. I'm not a capacitor expert. This is what we got right here. Looks pretty nice, very compact, very clean. I'd say sort of simple, but there is a ton of stuff going on down here on the circuit board. The one thing I don't see on this, which I know you guys get all excited about it, is some kind of a like comic of some sort. All it does say on it is the MMats logo. And now that we've checked out the inside of this, it's time to get it to the dyno. Let's see what this thing will do. Certified dyno run, 2 ohm, 692 watts at 13.62 volts. Certified dyno run, 1 ohm. That gets us 864 watts at 13.47 volts. Next is uncertified 2 ohm, 792 watts, 13.62 volts. Next up is the uncertified 1 ohm. That gets us 1070 watts at 13.31 volts. Next up is dynamic burst mode at 2 ohm, and that gets us 864 watts. Dynamic burst mode 1 ohm, and that gets us 1243 watts. And there you have it, the MMats LSX1001. Man, this thing is small, sexy, and cute. Gotta love a small amplifier that puts out a ton of power. And with that, Fernando,
on to the next one, guys.
You guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye.